Hello and welcome once again to Red Gaming Tech. My name is Amata. Today is the 27th of April. Just to get this out of the way, I'm not feeling 100% at the moment. My stomach's giving me some problems, so do forgive me if I'm not 100% on my game. But this time I'm bringing you a little bit of an update regarding the whole Valve Steam mods controversy, as Gabe Newell has addressed concerns over paid mods. And he had this to say, quote, "Our view of Steam is that it's a collection of useful tools for customers and content developers. With the Steam Workshop, we've already reached the point where the community is paying their favourite contributors more than they would make if they worked at a traditional game developer. We see this as a really good step. The option mod developers getting paid seemed like a good extension of that." Now obviously there were numerous complaints levelled at Valve for numerous reasons about the paid mods, many of which I've discussed a few times now, but a couple of suggestions included that the system had kind of been working fine and that modders benefited from their work in a number of ways already without Steam actually earning a piece of the cut. And this is what Gabe had to say in response to those concerns. Quote, "We are adding a pay what you want button where the mod author can set the starting amount to whatever they want." As well, among the concerns were, of course, that, well, the copyright problems, now that people are receiving money, would basically stop mods from working with each other. Mods had pretty much always been a collaborative effort where, you know, some mod uses X mod as the basis for it, but then vastly improves on it or uses it for X, Y, and Z feature or whatever. And also there were numerous concerns about, well, what if the mod breaks a few months down the line? I now have paid for a product that doesn't work, and are they actually under any obligation to fix it? That being the modder, of course, in this case. And this is what Gabe had to say in response. Quote, "Skyrim is a great example of a game that has benefited enormously from the mods. The option for paid mods is supposed to increase the investment in quality modding, not hurt it. About half of Valve came straight out of Mod World. John Cook and Robin Walker made Team Fortress as a Quake mod. Ice Frog made Dota as a Warcraft 3 mod. David Rilla and Dario Casali were Doom and Quake mappers. John Guthrie and Steve Bond came to Valve because John Carmack thought they were doing the best Quake development. All of them were liberated to just do game development once they started getting paid. Working at Waffle House does not help you make a better game." And finally, he made one final point, basically knocking away the suggestions that Valve had made the decision for purely monetary reasons. And he said, quote, "A lot of comments are about Valve's motivations and intentions. The only way to credibly demonstrate those are through long-run actions towards the community. There is shown no shortcut to not being evil. Let's assume for a second that we are stupidly greedy. So far the paid mods have generated 10k total. That's like 1% of the cost of the incremental email the program has generated for Valve employees. Yes, I mean pissing off the internet costs you $1 million in just a couple of days. That's not stupidly greedy, that's stupidly stupid. You need a more robust Valve is evil hypothesis." And then he finished up by basically saying that we'll be adjusting the rollout of paid mods and obviously keeping an eye on things as well. And he said, quote, "Our goal is to make modding better for the authors and gamers. If something doesn't help with that, it will get dumped. Right now I'm more optimistic that this will be a win for authors and gamers, but we're always going to be data driven." Now he of course did address a few of our concerns there. Whether or not he provided satisfactory answers is going to be very much dependent on you, but he avoided a lot of the concerns that have been levelled. The issue of how much the modders are getting, modders releasing paid for content that was stolen from, say, the Nexus, that mods will become DRM, that, say, Bethesda won't allow Fallout 4 to be moddable on anything other than Steam. Like, let's say you have a free mod for Fallout 4 on the Nexus, what's to stop Bethesda from issuing a DMCA or saying, put this on Steam so we can get a cut, or else you will get a DMCA. There's that as well, and plus Steam's complete lack of quality control is a major issue. We've already had mods being pulled for stealing other people's content and things like that. And of course, that's not even talking about the complete lack of customer service or the laughable refund policy for mods. It's just the whole thing is just a mess. And as I pointed out in my article that I did, which will be linked in the description below this video, it turns any game with paid mod support into a microtransaction hellscape, basically. And obviously with Skyrim, when it first came out, that was a full paid release. Obviously it's pretty much free now on Steam sales. That's not really the point. It is a full price release at the end of the day, and adding swords for $1 or whatever doesn't really add anything to the game. I definitely think that someone who puts a lot of work into a mod is definitely deserving of, you know, a little bit of cash, but that's if You want to. It should be a pay what you want, humble bundle style model that that Gabe mentioned earlier. So that if you play this mod that has literally hundreds of hours of content, because there are mods like that for Skyrim, and you want to chuck them $10, cool, awesome, thank you very much. But it shouldn't be pay it or not, basically, because it's just too much of a mess, basically. And even with that, there's still problems, but it's better than what we have now. Anyway, I'm going too much over points that I've already made. As I said, I will link my article in the description below this video if you want more of my opinion on this whole paid mod thing. But that's what Gabe had to say. I'd love to hear your thoughts though, guys. I'll see you next time.